They are different, but yet so similar. They're red and green, they're Bulldogs or they're Tigers. Some of them are old school and some of them are new. 1A, 2A, it's Brantley and Luverne. But yet traditions and championships and memories are for all involved. Just 9 miles of 4-lane highway separate two of Alabama's most storied football programs and bitter rivals. Legendary names like Booker, Daniels, Gilcrease, Dorsey, and Lowry, along with Mageha, Gregory, Adams, Hawkins, and Daniel are still bannered around in every barbershop and coffee gathering in both towns. And tonight, the newest chapter in this historic rivalry will be written. The stories of the amazing moments and the memorable performances are rivaled only by the ones of the near misses and the almost. This game personifies Friday Night Lights more than any you will ever see. Tonight, for the 91st time, Brantley and Luverne will face off. Good evening, folks, and welcome to Glenn Daniel Stadium in Luverne, Alabama for the Friday Night Blitz on C-Spire. I am Ryan McCullough, and I have the absolute pleasure of bringing you the action here tonight between, as we mentioned earlier, two of Alabama's most storied programs and a game that has been ranked many times over by the Alabama sports writers as a top 5 rivalry matchup in the state of Alabama. If you were with us last week here from Glenn Daniel Stadium, you saw the Luverne Tigers suffer a setback to the number 1 team in 1A football, Elba. And meanwhile, Brantley went down to Opp and played a jamboree game against the Bobcats. We'll have the starting lineups and the coin flip coming up here in just a moment after a quick word from our great friends in Troy. Less than 5 minutes until kickoff here at Glenn Daniel Stadium. Thank you for joining us tonight once again on the Friday Night Blitz from C-Spire. While we got a second, before we get going with our action, I want to thank a couple of awesome folks that are helping us out here tonight and every night going forward. Tackle Shack Outdoors. Gear up for dove season at Tackle Shack Outdoors. They've got got everything you need, from camo and blinds to decoys and ammo. Stock up on the latest in hunting apparel and accessories. They carry Mojo, Dove 8 Flicker, Voodoo Dove, and clip-on Dove decoys, game belts, Dove vests, Muddy Dove buckets, Drake and Browning camo for adults. And for the little hunter, we have bow and arrow camo clothing. Don't miss out on exclusive deals just in time for opening day at Tackle Shack Outdoors, your one-stop shop for all things hunting. Coin toss is just wrapped up. It was Troy Genride will be our white hat official. He was heading things up down there, and we'll get kickoff here in just a moment. 91st meeting. We mentioned that earlier a little bit ago. Luverne leads the all-time series, 56 wins, 31 losses, 3 ties. They have played every year since 1947, except for a one-year hiatus a few years ago in 2021. And like I said, tonight is the 91st meeting. There are the Brantley Bulldogs from just down the road at Brantley High School in Brantley, Alabama. They will be in the all-white uniforms with the green numbers and the green trim, and they're coached by the legend Roland Jones. 18th season as a head coach overall, 8 at Brantley, a record of 144 wins to just 46 losses. Speaking of Roland Jones earlier this week, and you know, he said this game used to be in the middle of the season. It used to be the last game of the season, but a few years ago, he and then head coach of Luverne, Scott Riles, got together, decided they wanted to move it to the first game of the season to kick off the year here with a bang as we await for the Luverne Tigers to make their way. Brantley's already broken the huddle on the sidelines. They're ready to receive the opening kickoff. And Luverne has yet to take the field. And here come the Tigers. The homestanding Luverne Tigers come into the season 0-1. They lost last week to Elba. First-year head coach Bobby Hudson at the helm of the Luverne Tigers. Luverne will be in the gray tops over the gray bottoms, red helmets, red numbers, and white trim. Couple of things to watch as we get ready to go underway tonight. Keep your eye, if you are a football fan, on number 1 for Brantley. You'll see him every snap. He's their quarterback extraordinaire, Jaden Parks, a 5'11", 152-pound senior, described by Bobby Hudson as one of the most dynamic football players he's ever had to scheme up against. So we'll see him in just a little bit. Also, really, really good skill positions we'll introduce you to in just a moment. Luverne's got it teed up, and we're getting ready to go underway here in the Battle of Crenshaw County. Luverne in the gray, Brantley in the white, toe meets leather, and we're playing football in Luverne. Ball fielded up the middle into a wad of Luverne defenders, and we will get underway at about the 31-yard line. That's where the Dogs will take over. The Brantley offense will be an air raid system, working out of 10 personnel most of the time. That's 1 running back and no tight ends. The quarterback we mentioned, Jaden Parks, he'll be flanked most of the night by number 6, Andre Wright. Skill positions will be at the receivers. Will be the X-receiver will be Carson Rutledge, number 13, Dalen Davis, number 4, Tyler Carter, number 5, and Cooper Layton is number 7. Stack receivers out each way for Daniels. And then true air raid fashion, we'll check the sideline to get the play call and reset. 3-4 look from Luverne. It'll be a handoff quickly to Wright, who's got running room up the middle. He went untouched to the 40, and he's finally spilled as he gets down to the 35-yard line straight. Handoff up the middle to Andre Wright, and he bursts through for a gain of approximately 35 yards on the first snap of the night for the Brantley Bulldogs. Working quickly, Art is Brantley. Trip receivers out to Jaden Parks' left. Calling for the football again, and he will stop and take a look over at offensive coordinator Austin Brook on the sideline. Gets the signal again. Parks has it. First pass of the night, looking near side. Reaching out for it is Dalen Davis, and the pass falls just out of his fingertips and harmlessly to the turf. And it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Luverne 31-yard line. Dalen Davis had a step on his man right there, but the pass from Parks just a little too long for the 6'4" wide out. Luverne showing stunt. 3 down linemen for the Tigers. 3-4 look overall for the defense, playing press coverage on the outside. Quick toss out to Wright. He breaks 1 tackle but cannot escape the grasp of number 50, John McMillan. And he'll pick up maybe a yard, more than likely less than that. It'll be 3rd and long for Brantley. Yeah, we'll call it 3rd and 10. They didn't give him, they may be 6 inches there. Trip receivers out to the wide side of the field. Showing stun again is Luverne. Here comes Parks. He'll pull it down, rolls to his left, still looking. Now he'll take off. He's at 25-20. First down picked up, 15 and out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. That's the dynamic playmaking ability of Jaden Parks. There was nothing open downfield, so he decided to pull it down and use his feet. Picked up a Brantley first down at the 13-yard line. 10:43 to go first quarter, and quickly going down the field is Brantley. Luverne's just trying to catch their breath. Thought they had a stop right there on third down, but Parks' playmaking ability picked up the first down. Now Parks is looking across the middle of the field, and that pass falls incomplete, intended for the slot receiver, Cooper Layton. Luverne showing some pressure right there. Spoke with Bobby Hudson earlier this week, the head coach for Luverne, and he said that they were going to stunt a lot. They're going to blitz. They're going to send 4, 5, 6 guys at times to try to get Parks out of the pocket, uncomfortable, and make him throw under duress. And I believe that's exactly what paid off for him, was that pass sailed high to Cooper Layton. This will be Parks back. Oh, they got the screen set up. There's nobody there. Touchdown, Brantley. That's to Andre Wright. They caught him with the screen. Gorgeous play call from Austin Brook. Delivered by Jaden Parks. Received by Andre Wright, and he finds pay dirt on the screen pass. 13 yards is the score. This will be Parks that'll handle the extra point duties as well. Puts his foot into it. Splits the uprights right down Broadway. Got a flag on the play here. We'll wait 1 second before we go to break. Got a flag on the play. See what our officiating crew, led by Troy Jenwright, has on this one. They were looking over towards the sidelines. I'm wondering if we had 12 guys in the formation for Luverne. Personal foul on Luverne. It'll be assessed on the kickoff. Point is good. So with 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go first quarter, Brantley out to the early 7-0 lead here on the Friday Night Blitz by C Spire. Brantley's got it teed up and ready to get back underway. Kicking off from the Luverne 45-yard line after the personal foul penalty was assessed on the extra point. Dogs out to a quick 7-0 lead after taking the opening kickoff. 69 yards, the two biggest plays. That ball goes rolling into the end zone for a touchback. Two biggest plays on that drive by far. The very first one by Andre Wright, of a huge 35-yard carry up the middle on first down, and then the big third down conversion where Jaden Parks was looking for somebody downfield in the passing game but pulled it down, used his feet, moved the chains. 2 plays later, Brantley finds himself in the end zone. So we switch gears now over to the Luverne offense. Last week they ran pretty much primarily out of the T formation. Now they'll put 5 guys across in the backfield. They normally shift out of this into a little bit more traditional shotgun spread look, and they will do that. This will be Kane Smith, the quarterback, working a sweep off the left side, but he's chased down rather quickly by number 7, Cooper Layton. Layton listed as a safety, but he got downfield in the run game very, very quickly. And it'll be a pickup of, we'll call it 5 or so on the first down. That's pretty good play for this Luverne offense here on the very first play. They had so much trouble last week getting any type of offensive momentum working. Got in that T formation, though, and went to 14 plays down the field and scored their first touchdown on an Elliott Harris first down carry. This will be Elijah Hurst, the big running back, churning and moving his feet. First down goes Luverne. He's still moving all the way out to the 34-yard line, and that'll fire up his sideline as Hurst took the downhill handoff up the gut and right into the heart of that Brantley defense for a first down. Hurst lost his helmet on that play, so he'll have to come out for a snap. But it'll be 1st and 10 as the nose of the football will rest at the 35-yard line. So 2 plays and a first down for Luverne. Matt Sheffield, the offensive coordinator for these Tigers. Bobby Hudson, the head coach, handles the play calling duties on Friday nights. This will be Kane Smith, who takes it straight at Brantley. He's churning his feet across the 40, down to about the 42-yard line, and that's just old school smash mouth football in the shotgun, but they had 2 upbacks. They're called sniffers in modern-day football. They're basically just like old fullbacks used to be in the day. Their primary job is to get a hat on a hat, push somebody off the football, and the O-line and those sniffers were able to do that for a gain of 6 on first down. Brings up a very easy second and manageable. Pistol set this time for Luverne. One receiver each way. They'll send Harris in motion, looking for the crack sweep. Kane Smith running the option. Will pick up about 2 or 3. And a little extracurricular activity. We mentioned these two teams do not like each other at all. Good rivalry football, but it's bubbling over already here. Early in the first quarter, couldn't really make out who that was. There was a lot of pushing and shoving and arguing. That's Omar Crumbly, who's getting an earful from his assistant coaches on this near sideline for Luverne. Couldn't make out the Brantley player who was involved in it as either. But I'm assuming we're going to get offsetting dead ball personal foul penalties here. So it should remain, the yardage should remain on the play, I should say. I'll wait for our officials to work it out. All that was happening back behind the play. The play was Kane Smith on a keeper up the middle. Those 2 guys that got wrapped up or tied up or whatever you want to say were well behind the play, having their own little soiree in the backfield. And Troy Genright, our head official, was let them go for a while, tried to separate them, and the pushing and shoving continued, and that's when the first flag was thrown and there was retaliation, and the second one came out after that. They're trying to sort everything out here, get everybody written down in the book. Got to go in the book if you get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, so if you get 2 of them, that's an automatic ejection. And we'll get the call here. Dead ball personal foul, 1 on Luverne. Dead ball personal foul, 1 on Brantley. They'll offset each other, and we'll still play 3rd down. So we'll play 3rd down here. It'll be about 3rd and 5 or so. 3rd and 5 or so. Love good rivalry football. Love some good action, but hate to see it boil over after the whistle, but it already has here tonight. Bunch set in the backfield. Look for them to shift out of it right here. They will do so, and now we have a flag on this near side. Got an offsides lined up in the neutral zone, a neutral zone infraction. That'll go 3rd and 5 to either 3rd and inches or a new set of downs for the Tigers, depending on the spot. Looks like it's going to be just short, so we'll call it 3rd and half a yard. Would not be shocked if they go back to what they've done so far, and that's to take Kane Smith behind those two sniffer backs and run him right up the middle, see what they can come up with. Shift out of it to the heavy set. They'll hand it off back underneath to Elliott Harris. He had a big game last week. He'll pick up the first down here, spinning off a tackler, still on his feet, fighting for yards, and he's up to the 48-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Tigers. Really good play call right there. We mentioned the Kane Smith sweep or the Kane Smith straight ahead run out of the quarterback position. They rolled Smith to the left. He handed it back off underneath on the counter play to Elliott Harris, trying to sneak Harris out the back door. And if Harris could have stepped through one more tackle, he might have been bumping his head on the goalpost. But he'll have to settle for his own first down carry. First and 10 at their own 49-yard line. They'll need the Brantley 41 for a first down. Heavy right in the shotgun. It'll be Harris taking the direct snap up the middle. He'll plunge across the 50, pick up of 2 or 3. It'll be second down. So early on this drive, we've seen exactly what Luverne wants to do. They want to hammer away with that run game like they did last week out of the T formation, this time mainly out of the spread. But they've been successful running it straight at this Brantley defensive front, led by Micah Owens and Robert Bandy, Marcus Everett, Andre Wright, the running backs, also playing some linebacker for him with John Kilcrease. All up in there playing defense for the Dogs, but right now Luverne has had their ways. They get back in the T formation, and we will get a whistle, and that'll be a timeout taken by Brantley. Might have caught them off guard as they jumped in the T on them. So we'll take it the timeout with them. 6:43 to go. First quarter of play here in Luverne. It's Brantley 7 and Luverne nothing. Welcome back to Glenn Daniels Stadium here in Luverne. Brantley leads at 7-0, but Luverne got an impressive drive going as they have marched it across the 50 and have it nose on the 49 of the Bulldogs. Brings up second and about 7. T formation. And it'll be a handoff trying to get to the outside. That's Harris. Harris gets a dead leg move. It's good stiff arm from Elliott Harris as he falls out of bounds. And it'll be a big pickup of about 10 and set up Luverne. 1st and 10 inside the Brantley 40. Elliott Harris getting started early. He had 215 all-purpose yards. Hudson said he was really the only bright spot offensively for Luverne last week. So they're getting the youngster, a freshman, started early here tonight. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 38 for Luverne. That T formation was very good for Luverne last week. Coach Roland Jones at Brantley said they've seen it before. It's kind of like a wishbone type set. Got to handle your cues here. And Elijah Hurst is going to blast through a hole. That's Hurst, number 9, dragging Brantley defenders all the way down to the 15-yard line. Another huge run up the gut. This time it was Hurst, the power back out of that T set. And he'll have them set up at about the 13-yard line for Luverne. Going back to what we were saying, Roland Jones says he's seen that T formation from Luverne, from Opp last week. It's an Ed Rigby staple who was at Luverne here last year, now the head coach down at Opp. So wishbone type set. You got to make sure that you play your gaps or else he'll be out the gate for 30, 40, or 50 yards, as you just saw there from Elijah Hurst. Sticking with that same T formation. This will be Elliott Harris. He is swarmed over in the backfield by a wad of white shirts. I believe the first one to arrive on the scene I saw was Andre Wright and also John Kilcrease. And that'll be a loss of about 5.5 or 6. Bring up 2nd and 16. And that was something when I spoke to Coach Bobby Hudson earlier this week that they wanted to avoid, and that was getting themselves what they call behind the sticks, behind the chains here on 2nd and long or 3rd and long, because then the offense becomes pretty predictable and they're not able to catch somebody sleeping or use that power run game that we've seen them have so far. 5:32 to go, first quarter of play. So heat time out here as you're watching the Friday Night Blitz on C-Spire at Glenn Daniel Stadium. Luverne driving here with 5:32 to go, first quarter. They got it 2nd and we'll call it 16 from about the 19-yard line. Heavy spread set. This time a couple of H-backs to the left of Kane Smith. This will actually be Elliott Harris who takes the snap. We're looking for the sweep around left end. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. Did he get there? Out to the pylon? No, he's marked short. Just barely. There's Elliott Harris again with a explosive sweep run off the left side, just like he had earlier for the big first down. This one will be, I believe, at about the 1 or 2 yard line. Tough to tell from this angle. We'll call it the 1. 5 minutes and ticking. Elliott Harris continues to show the explosiveness that caught the attention of us last week up here, also caught the attention of Bobby Hudson, the head coach, making sure that young man, that freshman, gets the ball early and often. T formation this time. It'll be the tush push up the middle, and that'll be a touchdown, Luverne. Very methodically, very impressively, Luverne right down the field. And that was Kane Smith, the quarterback, on the tush push, picking up the touchdown. And we're an extra point away from being tied up here in the first quarter. Really, 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 really impressive from Luverne. Well, excuse me. Not going to be tied up at all right here as they line up to go for 2 here out of the T set. They'll hand it off to Elijah Hurst off the right end, and he will walk into the end zone. And Luverne has taken the lead 8-7 here with 4:35 to go first quarter. Elijah Hurst, the big power back, took the down sweep off the right tackle in for the 2-point conversion. And hold the phone here, folks. It is now with 4:35 to go first quarter. Luverne 8, Brantley 7 on the Friday Night Blitz by C-Spire. Good touchdown scoring drive from Luverne right there has flipped the script on this first quarter. Luverne now leads their county rivals 8-7. Low line drive kickoff, and we'll have a flag down on the kickoff. Going to have all sides, it looks like, on Luverne. Normally they let that play finish and then assess the penalty however they want to do it, but they blew this one dead. And they'll move it back to the 35-yard line, and that's where Luverne will kick off here. It's Cameron Powell handling the kicking duties. I glanced down there and thought I saw 37 on the jersey, but it's actually 32. So that's Cameron Powell that will handle the kickoff duties for Luverne tonight. All right, we got it teed up again. Toe meets leather. High pooch kick taken by Dalen Davis, looking for running room left side. Finds the sideline. There he goes, runs over a man at the midfield mark, and into Luverne territory, I believe, is going to be marked down at about the 49-yard line. So the pooch kick does not work out the way Luverne wanted it to, as Brantley will set up shop on the Tiger side of the 50. If you were late joining us here, you missed Brantley go down the field 69 yards in about 6 plays on their first drive. First play of the ball game was an Andre Wright up the middle run for about 35 yards, and then Luverne defense held tight for a little while, but they gave up a 3rd and 9 conversion for the running ability of Jaden Parks. A couple of plays later, they found the end zone with a screen pass. H back in the backfield with Parks, and this one's blown dead early. Going to have a delay of game on on Luverne. A delay of game on the Tigers. Not sure what happened there. Never seen a delay of game on the defense before. Interesting. So it'll be 1st and 5 for Brantley. Ball resting at the 34-yard line of Luverne. H back in the backfield with Jaden Parks and with Andre Wright. This will be Parks looking to pass. He's going to be looking down the sideline for Dalen Davis, who's got it over the top of the defensive back down at the 19-yard line. That's a pickup of 25 for Davis. You can coach up your defensive back all you want to, but you can't teach 6'4". And Dalen Davis was able to reel that in on the near boundary for a big pickup, and now Brantley already inside the red zone at the 19. Cooper Layton, the H-back, in the backfield with Parks and Wright. This will be Parks working left side by himself. He's got running room, and he's got the end zone just like that. Brantley retakes the lead on the running ability of Jaden Parks. That's twice so far in the first quarter. We have seen Parks use his feet to hurt the Brantley Bulldogs, to hurt the Luverne Tigers. And it's now 13-8, awaiting Parks' extra point attempt. Too easy almost for Brantley right there, it looked like. Too easy. Of course, if you're wearing green and white, you don't think it's too easy at all. You say that's just business as usual for the Dogs. Snap, spot, and kick. All good. And with extra point was not good. Bad angle here, guys. Wide to the right. So with 3:56 to go, first quarter of play, your new score, Brantley 13 and Luverne 8. You're watching the Friday Night Blitz here on C Spire. We're back here as the kickoff gets us back underway in Luverne. Ball taken at the 25, out across the 30, and down at the 34-yard line. I believe that was going to be Tony Franklin that picked that football up. Before we get going here on this possession for Luverne, I want to say a very special thank you to our good friends over at Drop Bear Recreation. Go visit them at 621 Boll Weevil Circle Enterprise for all your disc golf and pickleball supplies. Also, if you're watching on our C-Spire CS2 Facebook Live, drop a comment on there. Tell us where you're watching from. See if we can give you a shout out here in just a little while. Thank all of our folks watching on Facebook, YouTube, and on regular old television on Channel 2 on your C-Spire and Troy Cable affiliates. Kane Smith takes that handoff, takes the snap and goes directly up the middle, plunges ahead for about 6 yards. Really like what offense coordinator Matt Sheffield did right there. Took Elijah Hurst, the running back, and flared him out to the right pre-snap. He did that to try to unload the box or get a man to run with Hurst out to the flats over there. And now all that does is lighten the box. That's one less man that the offensive linemen have to block, and you file that away. If nobody unloads the box, nobody runs with him, you know that swing route will be open maybe later in the ball game. Heavy trip set to the near side. It could be Kane Smith using the sweep, and he does not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's Andre Wright shooting through into the backfield, wraps Kane Smith up before he could ever get going. And it'll be third and about 6 or 7 for Luverne. That's just really, really good defensive football from Andre Wright, the outside linebacker. Read that play from the get-go, slipped through the blocking scheme, the zone blocking scheme with that sweep to the right, and wrapped up Kane Smith before he even had a chance to get his momentum started. We'll call it third and 6, a long 6, we'll say, a long 6. H-back set for Luverne out of the pistol. Here's the option play from Smith. He'll pitch it this side, near side, to Elijah Hurst with a big collision on Michael Thompson on this near sideline. We'll have to see the spot. I believe he's actually going to come up a little bit short of the first down, but you heard the crowd. They like what they saw right there as the big fella Elijah Hurst took the option pitch and ran over Michael Thompson, but Thompson did what he was supposed to do. He got him out of bounds short of the first down marker, and it'll bring up a fourth and about 2 or 3 for Luverne. We'll call it 2. Ball resting nose on the 43-yard line. They need the 45 for a first down. Got a whistle here. And we got a Brantley timeout. Yeah, we do. Got a timeout taken by Brantley with a big fourth down coming up here in just a moment. We'll stay right here with the action. Kind of thank a couple of sponsors. Also try to break down this big fourth down that we're about to have. Pinch a Penny, Pool and Patio and Spa Supplies, the perfect people for the perfect pool. Call them today and they'll handle the rest. Chris Cook is ready to take your phone calls at 334-390-3040. Pinch a Penny, Pool Supplies. Also, thank you to DJ Joe Love. Call Joe today to book your event at 334-733-3810. Big fourth down play call coming up for Bobby Hudson, Matt Sheffield, and this Luverne Tiger offense. We've seen them run T formation. We've seen them run the heavy trip set. We've seen them go traditional spread. I would not be shocked at all to see on this 4th and 2 situation the good old-fashioned tush push, the T formation, get big Kane Smith headed downhill, get those Elijah Hurst in there behind him, pushing him, see if they can muscle up these 2 yards they need here on 4th down. Big play early in this ball game. If Brantley gets a stop here, they're set up 1st and 10 in plus territory. Heavy set to the right for Kane Smith. He'll go downhill. He'll run his feet. He's across the 45, and a big first down for the Tigers. Hole opened up very nicely for Smith. And he'll pick up the first down. Ball will be spotted up about the 46. No, actually move it up to the 47-yard line. Traditional 4-2-5 from Brantley on the defensive side. Overload formation to the left. This will be Elliott Harris across the 50. Elliott Harris fighting for the 45, and he is swarmed over by a slew of Brantley Bulldogs, but not before he picks up another 6 yards, bringing up a very manageable 3rd and 2. Luverne not really disguising anything right here offensively. They're just saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. Come stop it. Challenging that defensive coordinator for Brantley, Matt Stidham, to get his guys in the right spot. Overload set. We've seen this will be Harris on the sweep. There it is again. This is more downhill. He's to the 50, stood up. It'll be close to a first down. Not sure if he actually got there. We'll wait for the spot. So every time they've gotten in that heavy set over to the left, Harris has taken the direct snap and looked for running room to the heavy set, to the left side. And we'll wait for the first down decision here from head referee Troy Jenright. And he wants a measurement. Waiting for this measurement. One more thank you to our good friends at Laney's Mustard Seed Boutique. They're having their going out of business sale. Get the deals while they last. That's at 177 South Union Avenue, Laney's Mustard Seed Boutique. Last week in the T formation, Bobby Hudson said they stayed in it longer than they really wanted to, but they figured it was the only thing that was working for them very well, and it's twofold for them. They were able to get some momentum on offense, and were also able to limit Alvin Henderson and Elba to just a few less possessions or a few less carries. Spot going to come up just a little bit short, so it'll be third and inches here for Luverne. But going back to what we were saying about the formation football for Luverne, Hudson stayed in the T formation longer than he really wanted to, but he said he wanted to keep the ball out of Henderson's hands. And kind of the same thing holds true tonight. This grinded out, run-heavy system that Luverne is utilizing tonight is keeping Jaden Parks on the sideline. And Jaden Parks can do everything in the world, but he can't score while he's standing on the sidelines. We've seen tonight they really haven't had an answer for him so far in his first 2 drives, so the only thing they can do is let him stand over there and drink Gatorade and talk shop with his friends until they get the football back. Down marker on the far side of the field showing second down. I believe it's actually third down. Yeah, they get it changed there. This has been an Elliott Harris sweep all 3 times they've ran it. Oh, they got the edge this time. Harris 30. Harris cuts inside 25, still on his feet 20, 15, 10, breaks a tackle, and he's there. What a run by Elliott Harris. He goes 45 yards, breaking tackles, and the young dynamic freshman has done it again for Luverne. What a run by Elliott Harris. That time they got the seal on the edge. He had 3 blockers out in front, and when he turned the corner, he turned on the jets and got down the sideline, broke a tackle at about the 5-yard line, pranced into the end zone, and has given Luverne the 14-13 lead, awaiting the 2-point conversion attempt. We opened the stadium for a football game, and a track meet broke out between Luverne and Brantley. little extracurricular activity, I guess, after the touchdown being forced on the kickoff, and you'll see that in rivalry football games from time to time. So Luverne will set up in a 2-point attempt. And no surprise, they'll get in that T-set. This will be Elijah Hurst looking for running room to the right side. Breaks a tackle. He's into the end zone. 16-13 Luverne. And we got ourselves a ball game here tonight at Glenn Daniel Stadium. 29.4 seconds to go, first quarter of play. Call your friends. Tell them to flip on CS2 and C-Spire because we got a barn burner shaping up at Glenn Daniel Stadium. 16-14 Luverne. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz here on C-Spire, and we welcome you back to a suddenly rocking Glenn Daniel Stadium here in Luverne, where the Tigers have taken a 16-13 lead on Brantley here early in the ball game, late first quarter, early in the ball game. Kickoff will be taken by the deep man, looking for running room. That's going to be Andre Wright, and he's spilled out across the 20-yard line. And that's where Brantley will take over, 1st and 10. We talked a lot about Elliott Harris last week when he scored his 3 touchdowns against Elba, picking up right where he left off this week with his touchdown there of 41 yards on the sweep play out to the left side. And I was impressed about, he raced down the sidelines, cut past one man, and then stepped through a tackle there late to seal the deal and find pay dirt. Jaden Parks back to work with the Brantley offense. He'll run it back underneath, and Parks goes midfield. Parks in the foot race to the 35, 30, 25, 20, just like that. Jaden Parks and Brantley retake the lead. Almost too easy. We've said it once already tonight. The 16-13 lead lasted approximately 14 seconds as Brantley has raced back out with a 77-yard run from Jaden Parks, and he wasn't touched by a single Brantley defender. And now he leads it 19-16. Brantley now will line up to go for 2 after missing the extra point last time. And we get an early whistle here. As one of Brantley's offensive linemen is going to have to come out of the ball game. All right. A little bit of confusion now as well. Okay, now Luverne will lose a player here. Not sure what's going on. I think it was an equipment violation. I think they get a warning for the knee pads or the pants pulled up over the knees. So I think they gave him a warning to tell him to go to the sideline, fix it, so they'll get somebody else in the ball game for him right here. So this will be Parks with trip receivers to his right. He'll bring Andre Wright in motion, and that play will be blown dead before it gets underway.
false start looks like is the indication. So that'll actually move Brantley back 5 yards to about 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, or excuse me, not 3rd. For a attempt of about 7 or 8 yards. And this may be something that Brantley really isn't concerned with too much because they run the air raid system. That actually gives them a little bit more room to work with when they get pushed back to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Everything's not as condensed, not as tight down there on the goal line. But you don't see a whole lot of teams that line up in a trips there on the 2 yard line. But they make you cover. That's one thing that Austin Brook and Roland Jones, the coaches here, do at Brantley. They make you cover 53 yards wide every play. Trip receivers to the left this time for Jaden Parks. He's looking for the fade to the backside to Davis. Davis has it, I believe. Waiting for a signal. Ball is going to, I think they say it's incomplete, but we're going to have pass interference on Luverne. So we'll replay the try on the half the distance penalty. That was Dalen Davis, the big 6'4 receiver. That's who they were looking for on the fade route on the backside of the play all by himself. Now 2 wide receivers. It'll be Dalen Davis and Tyler Carter out there to the right side. This will be Parks looking, and he finds Cooper Layton, the H-back underneath. Gorgeous play call. 2-point conversion is good, and it's now Brantley 21, Luverne 16. Still in the first quarter here. 8 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. We told you the track meet broke out, and it's holding true. Come join us for the rest of it here on the Friday Night Blitz on C-Spire. Welcome back to Glenn Daniel Stadium, where Brantley has erased that quick Luverne lead and has now jumped back on top, 21-16 here in the first quarter of play. 8 seconds to go, and that kick will go out of bounds. And Luverne will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. We may be developing a situation here, folks, where whoever has the ball last might win this ball game. 21-16. Both teams have scored on every possession of the ball game. We've had 5 touchdowns scored in the first quarter, and I don't see any signs of this slowing down or this stopping as Jaden Parks and Brantley go down the field in no time at all. They give the ball back to Luverne, and that's when the Tigers grind it out each and every possession, chewing up some clock, but they find pay dirt as well. 8.6 seconds to go first quarter. Luverne trails their neighbors to the south, 21-16. T-set for Luverne. And now we got a flag. The back judge was reaching for his flag, but I think we may have gotten a timeout from Luverne, I believe. Timeout from Luverne or timeout from Brantley? Nobody's signaled anything yet. I think it's going to be timeout from Brantley, and that's kind of peculiar there. They were lined up on defense, seemingly in the right position, but defensive coordinator Matt Stidham wanted a timeout. Wonder how long it's going to be before we see Elliott Harris find the football in his hands on this play. We've seen Luverne score 5 touchdowns this season between last week against Elba, this week against Luverne, and Elliott Harris has accounted, I believe, for 4 of them. So you know he's going to get the football, just like you know Jaden Parks is going to get the football for Brantley. Just like last week we knew Alvin Henderson was getting the football for Elba. Nobody really disguising anything. It's just, hey, I'm going to line up, run what I run, and can you stop it? So far tonight, the answer for the defense is no. First and 10, Luverne. They're on 35-yard line after the timeout. Still 8 seconds to go first quarter. 37 combined points scored in the first quarter of play tonight. Out of the tee. Kane Smith under center. Handoff goes to Elliott Harris. Steps across the 35. Bounces off a man up to the 40-yard line. And a little more extracurricular activity on the near sideline as the horn sounds. That was John Kilcrease and Elijah Hurst getting wadded up with each other. And I believe they're going to get John Kilcrease on the personal foul, but we'll settle it, sort it all out when we come back to this one. We've played one here at Glenn Daniel Stadium, and we got a barn burner on our hands, folks. It's Brantley 21 and Luverne 16. We're back in Glenn Daniel Stadium. Second quarter action getting ready to get started. If you're just joining us, man, you missed a lot in that first quarter as Brantley now leads 21-16, but Luverne is driving once again. This will be Elliott Harris. Oh, he's got him in the backfield. They tried the sweep to the right, and they got Harris before he could find the edge on that one. I believe that was Andre Wright, the first man to shoot through and make that tackle for the Dogs. Getting a score update. Big one going on down in Elba, Alabama tonight as Glenwood has come to Elba, and they actually have jumped out to a 14-0 lead over the Elba Tigers. Play's blown dead, and we'll get a timeout from Luverne. Get you a scoreboard check here. We'll stay here during this timeout. Get you a scoreboard check. Check this out right here. We're just started the second quarter, but they're already at half in Monroe, Georgia, where the Dothan Wolves lead Monroe 28-7. The Bobcats made the trip down to Northview, Florida tonight. They lead that one 22-0. Andalusia leads Hillcrest of Evergreen 7-6 currently. And the last score update I got from Curvin Drive up in Troy, Alabama, is where Pike Liberal Arts leads Sampson 21-0 in the second quarter. Really good debut for that Pike Lib Patriots team. William Miguel at the helm of that. In their first year officially in AHSAA football, they picked up their first ever official win last week over New Brockton. Looking to go 2-0 to start the season with a win over Sampson tonight. Of course, Luverne in the same region with Pike Lib this year in 2A football. Also the same region with a team we saw with a very impressive win last night at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Highland Home went to Charles Henderson and blanked the Trojans. I believe it was 28-0. 28-24 was the final score there. So this little 2A region looks pretty sporty early in 2024. T-set. Now we're going to be back to pass. It's Kane Smith. He's flushed out, spins through a tackle to the 45, and will get down back to the original line of scrimmage. He wanted to go deep right there. He had thoughts of taking it all the way down the field for Davon Smith or for Contrail Salter, but he could not get it out before he was swarmed under by a bunch of white-shirted Brantley Bulldogs. It'll bring up third and we'll call it 8. For Luverne here, ball resting between the 42 and 43-yard lines. We thank you for joining us once again on the Friday Night Blitz here on C-Spire. If you're watching on our Facebook feed, drop us a comment. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight, where you're watching from. We'll try to give you a shout-out a little bit later. Oh, that's a busted play right there from Luverne. Elliott Harris was trying to hand that ball back off to Elijah Hurst underneath, but we got another flag on the play. We're going to get another late hit penalty, a little bit of extracurriculars, and that's going to give you Luverne a first down. And if you're Roland Jones on that sideline for Brantley, you are absolutely irate. Not that you have a penalty, but you have a penalty on third down. We were going to fourth down, but as he would call, I'm sure, the dumb mistake is going to give Luverne new life and a fresh set of downs. The 15-yard penalty will move the football all the way down inside the 30 to the 27. First down for the Tigers. Talking to some folks before the night, and they asked me, what do you think the ball game is going to be like? I thought it might be a competitive, good ball game. I had no idea we'd be 21-16 with still more than 10 minutes to go in the first half. Tush push play, straight downhill across the 30 goes that wad of humanity. And that'll be Kane Smith at the bottom of that pile, the quarterback. And when it's all said and done, he's going to pick up about 6 to bring up 2nd and 4. One thing I'm noticing about Luverne here under first-year head coach Bobby Hudson, we saw it last week on that long touchdown drive before the half. We've seen it tonight. They're finding an identity. They're finding out what they're made out of. They're not a spread football team maybe. They're a downhill power run scheme team, and that's A-okay. Everybody that says, hey, I'm a spread guy, I'm a this guy, I'm a that guy, no, Bobby Hudson's a wins guy. He's going to work with what wins, and right now that's the power run game. That one from Elijah Hurst over right end inside the 20 down near another first down carry for Luverne. Grinding it out for the Tigers is working. We also mentioned it earlier. It's doing something else. It's keeping Jaden Parks on the sidelines, even though hadn't really mattered at times tonight. We've seen Parks score on drives of 2 plays and drives of 1 play. But you can feel it in the stands here. We're close to the sidelines. There's a confidence growing and a confidence building in this young Luverne football team. Out of the T set they go once again. Tush push again. or down to the 15-yard line. He pops out the backside of it, kept his legs moving. That's a touchdown for Kane Smith, but I think they might have blown the play dead early. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. Illegal formation on Luverne, so it'll come all the way back. Oh, what a heartbreaker that is right there. As Kane Smith disappeared into the pile, kept his feet moving, his legs turning, popped out the backside, and was in for the touchdown, but it's all nulled on the illegal formation penalty, false start for Luverne. Tough break for the Tigers. Luverne will go back to work on a 3rd and 6 play. This will be Kane Smith working the right side. He is met very quickly. Nothing doing for him on that run, as it was looks like it was 14, but I don't have a 14 on the roster for me right now for Brantley. I apologize to folks watching at home. 4th down and about 5. Ball resting on the 22, and they need the 17. Luverne breaks the huddle with 5 on the play clock, now down to 3, and they'll have to take a timeout here before it runs all the way down on them. 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go until the half. 21-16 Brantley. Don't miss any of the action here on the Friday Night Blitz. Big 4th down play facing Luverne. 4th and, we'll call it 6. We'll call it 5, actually 5. 4th and 5 for the Tigers. They got it, they're on 22. They need the 17. It's true, 2-by-2 spread set. This will be Kane Smith back to pass. Under pressure, fires short across the middle. In and out of the hands of Contrail Salter. And that will turn it over on downs. That's the first offensive miscue for either team tonight. First time we've had a drive not end in a touchdown for either team. It'll be 1st and 10 Bulldogs. And we'll stay right here as we get the change of possession. And while we do, I want to remind you guys to go hang out and check out my friend Jeffrey Knight up at Tackle Shack Outdoors. He's got a great supply of stuff to get you ready for dove season. All sorts of decoys and different types of camo. So go check him out at Tackle Shack Outdoors just off of Highway 231 in Troy. This will be Parks with the handoff. And that'll be Andre Wright running over tacklers over to the left side, out to the 30, a pickup of about 7. Got a flag down in the backfield. That's normally in the area of holding. And excuse me, that was not Andre Wright. That was the reserve running back. That was Trevon Pittman with that carry, but it'll be called back. Looks like for a hold. So after that amazing first quarter where we had 37 combined points, looks like both teams have settled in now, have got the jitters, have got everything out of them, and are ready to play more of a traditional football. Parks has the snap, now rolling to his right, going to look downfield, has a man. That's Andre Wright, the running back. Tyler Carter, number 5. From this far away with those jerseys pulled up, 5 and 6 kind of blend together. But we got another flag on the field. This is going to be a legal man downfield on Brantley, so another gun barrel to the foot for the Bulldogs as they've had back-to-back penalty plays, back-to-back negative plays, and they'll go from second down and about 6 or 7. Now it'll be replay the first down. It'll be first and about, 20 or so for Brantley. Air raid set, 2 receivers to Parks' left. That's the near side of the field. He'll send a man in motion. And another play blown dead early. Another penalty on Brantley. 3 consecutive penalty plays for Brantley, and the penalties continue to be the huge story for Brantley in this ballgame. There's 3 consecutive penalties. We had the big personal foul penalty for Brantley earlier. That has to be a sticking point for Coach Roland Jones to his team at the half. Limit the mistakes, especially the ones that are self-created, the penalty plays, and heck, you might be up by more than 5. Parks in the shotgun again. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Can't really tell if that's Pittman or if that's Wright with that carry. Looks like it's going to be Pittman, number 2. So they get some of the penalty yardage back. It's still 2nd and 21 or 22. If you're Brantley right here, you obviously want a first down, but your biggest thing is don't make any mistakes here. Don't put the ball on the ground. Don't make an ill-timed decision and throw it away or throw it into a pick here. As you're backed up, Parks is flushed. Now he'll just fire it down the sidelines and out of bounds. We were just mentioning that don't make any type of mistakes. Definitely don't take a sack or throw something into coverage, forcing a play, and that's exactly what Parks did there. A nice decision for the senior quarterback for Brantley, just firing that pass into the sidelines and living to play another play. 3rd and 21 for Brantley. Don't have that many plays in the book for 3rd and 21. Wonder if we'll see something conservative here. It's a screen, a draw, something like that to just try to get out of the shadow of your own goalpost, punt the football back to Luverne with 5:56 to go until the break. This will be Parks, and they'll run the sweep. That's Pittman looking for running room, and he will not find very much as he's pushed out of bounds well short of the first down, back around the 18 or 19-yard line. So it'll be a punt for the Dogs, and all that was self-inflicted on Brantley's part, those 3 penalties before they could ever snap the football the first time. And they're going to give Brantley or Luverne the ball back here in pretty good field position. Unless Parks, I'm assuming Parks is going to be your punter. He does the place kicking, does the quarterbacking, does the scoring, does pretty much everything. So it'll be probably a pooch punt type look here. Maybe try to draw somebody off sides. They'll actually bring Elliott Harris up. Oh, they snap it over Parks' head, but he catches it on the tip and will get as good of a punt as he can. Oh, and Elliott Harris touched it on the far boundary. I think he fell back on it, but there's a freshman mistake from the dynamic Elliott Harris. In that situation, get away from the football. He touched it, but he was able to fall back on it. Luverne will have the football in Brantley territory with 4 minutes and 53 seconds to go until the break. Plenty of time for Luverne to try to get something going here and get a lead going into the break. First and 10 at the Brantley 46 for the Tigers. And the whistle's blown dead, and it'll be a heat timeout, I believe. It's supposed to come at the first one under 6 minutes, but I think we missed it, so we'll take it here. We'll be right back on the Friday Night Blitz. 4:53 to go until the half. It's 21-16 Bulldogs. Brantley leads 21-16, but Luverne's going to be set up in Bulldog territory at the 46 with less than 5 minutes to go until halftime. Getting another score update from down in Elba. And it is a shocker so far as Glenwood leads Elba 21-0 near the halftime break down there. This will be Elliott Harris. Handoff back underneath. They put it on the turf. And they hand it right back over, does Luverne to Brantley. They tried the crisscross counter, put it on the ground, and it was John Kilcrease that fell right on top of the football. And now Brantley will have an opportunity to extend its lead before the break as they are set up in pretty good field position as well at their own 49-yard line. If they get the handoff right there, they probably have a really, really good play. But they never quite got it taken care of. And we'll give it back to Jaden Parks and the Brantley Bulldogs. Trip receivers to the left, near side for Parks. He's back to pass. He'll fire short in and out of the hands of Dalen Davis. That's been his favorite target so far tonight. And it'll stay 2nd and 10. This will be Parks back looking. Now back, rolls to his right. He's flush. He's got Cooper Layton all by himself down the sideline. Layton makes one man miss. Layton still dodging tacklers. He'll be corralled down around the 20-yard line, but that's a big 31-yard pickup as he found Layton all by his lonesome, streaking down the far sideline for a big pickup. 31 yards. Trip receivers into the boundary this time. That's to Jaden Parks' his right. Brings a man in motion across the formation. Now he'll look to his left on that wheel route, and he's got a man, and he's got a touchdown to Tyler Carter. That was the motion man that came all the way across the formation on the wheel route, and nobody could get to him before he found the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. And the lead will be 27-16. Awaiting the 2-point play or the extra point, whichever one they decide to come up with here with 4:12 to go before the break. Looks like it'll be the extra point. That's Parks. Kick is up and kick is blocked. And in high school football, that's a dead play. You can't return a blocked extra point in the high school game. So 4:12 to go before halftime, and Brantley takes advantage of the Luverne fumble to get back on the board. It's 27-16 Bulldogs here on the Friday Night Blitz. Appreciate you guys joining us here on the Friday Night Blitz on C-Spire. Brantley 27, Luverne 16. 4 minutes, 12 seconds to go before the halftime break. Low line drive kick fielded by one of the upbacks for Luverne. He'll fall on it right there at about the 32, and that's where Kane Smith and the rest of the Tigers will take over. Luverne almost in the same situation they were a week ago against Elba, trailing by a couple of scores, looking for something positive to happen before the halftime break. Last week they were successful, got a 14-play touchdown drive to go in just a couple of scores down. If they could somehow find their way to pay dirt this last 409, be huge momentum for the Tigers. Overload set to the right from the shotgun for Kane Smith. This will be Elliott Harris with the handoff, and he's spilled by number 62, John Kilcrease. Kilcrease got him around the ankles and tripped him up before Harris could get that momentum headed downhill. Be a pickup of a couple as the clock rolls under 4 minutes. This game was 21-16 at the end of the first quarter. So far in the second quarter, we've only had one touchdown. The pass from Parks to Carter. T-sweep to the right side. This is Elliott Carter trying to make a man miss, and he'll do so. Gets around the 35, makes another one miss, 40. Dragging tacklers to the 45, back to the middle of the field. And the quickness and the escapability of Elliott Harris on full display on that carry right there. He was hemmed up in the backfield for a 2-yard loss, but was able to get by the first one and slip through another tackle, and before it's all said and done, he races out to a 13-yard pickup. Clock will roll under 3 minutes before Luverne gets this ball snapped. They break the huddle with 8 on the play clock. They're going to have to go in a hurry, so it's down to 5. Kane Smith under center will hand off this time right side to Harris, and he's corralled by a host of green and white. After maybe a yard pickup, first man on the scene for Brantley was the safety coming up to make that stop, Cooper Layton. Just a little more than 2 minutes to go till halftime. 2nd and 10 for Luverne. Might be setting up a perfect opportunity for Luverne in this situation. Run that play action pass off the T-sweep that we saw Elliott Harris score on the wheel route last week because he was running all by his lonesome down the near sideline. This will be Harris working to the left side on the sweep and gets a couple. Actually, will fall forward across the 50 to the Brantley 49, so it'll be a pickup of about 6. Elliott Harris will come off and get a much-needed break here. Quick gulp of water, maybe a shot of pickle juice to keep the cramps from setting in. Minute 20 to go until half. Ball resting just across the 50 in Brantley territory. T-set behind Kane Smith. They'll run the tush push straight downhill, try to get that first down. They'll come up a little bit short, or so about a yard as the ball got to about the 50. And you'll have to go for it here if you're Luverne. You definitely don't want to punt the ball back to Jaden Parks, as if there's anything more than zeros on the clock, Parks has plenty of time to go score again. And not shockingly, Elliott Harris will trot back out on the field. I think we'll probably see the ball wind up in 4's hands right here on this 4th down play. Timeout taken on the near sideline by offensive coordinator Matt Sheffield. So it'll be 4th and inches. We'll call it half a yard for Luverne. Exactly 42 seconds to go until half. And Luverne trails Brantley 27-16. We'll take a quick break and come back for a huge 4th down play here on the Friday Night Blitz by C Spire. .42 seconds to go before half. Huge 4th down play right here for Luverne, as they need a yard or so to keep the chains moving and keep Brantley off the field. Shotgun set for Kane Smith. Downhill run. It's going to be close. He didn't get there. I don't think Kane Smith got it. He never really got his momentum started. And it looks like Kane Smith's going to come up short, depending on the spot. White hat official Troy Jenright takes a long look across the field. And from my angle, he's short, but my opinion doesn't really matter. And Jenright's going to take a measurement break and take a look at it. Kane Smith got up in that shotgun set with the 2 sniffer backs in front of him, got his momentum going a little bit downhill, but never got to full speed before he had his legs taken out from under him by Micah Owens and Marcus Everett on that Brantley defensive line. And we will await the first down. Chains are getting stretched, and we're looking at it, and that is a turnover on downs. Brantley's defense stiffens, and Luverne will give it back over to the Dogs with 37 seconds to go until the half. If Smith would have got just a little bit more momentum going, I think he would have been able to fall forward for that extra 6 or 8 inches that he needed. But he comes up short. And now if you're Brantley, I certainly don't think you just take it to the half. With the big playability of your offense, you have to take a couple of shots down the field, and you'll see Luverne's in a prevent defense almost. They're playing deep cover 4 guys about 15 yards off the football. They'll hand it off underneath. That's Pittman, and Pittman is upended, and the ball came out there at the end, but it's after Pittman hit the ground on the backside of the play. Couldn't really tell who that was on the far side that made that tackle. Might have been the corner over there, Omar Crumbly, who sent Pittman up and over. But Pittman did pick up about 15 on that play. Two wide receivers each way for Jaden Parks as the ball is now at the Luverne 43-yard line. He'll hand it off inside to Pittman again, who's across the 40, and he's wrapped up and thrown down there by a host of Luverne Tigers, led by Contrail Salter. 5 seconds, 4 seconds to go until the break. Brantley doesn't have any timeouts left. They'll get it snapped and get it spiked with 0.6 seconds to go until the half. And I'm pretty sure I know what's coming here. We're going to try the heave from Daniels, and if I was a betting man, which occasionally from time to time I'm known to be, Dalen Davis, the 6'4 receiver that we've seen Parks try to go to numerous times tonight, would probably be my bet of who we're going to look for to try to throw a jump ball. Davis is at the top of the screen. Also, you got Jatavis McMeans running down the middle of the field. They're looking for him, and it's overthrown. That was another big, tall receiver. 6'3 goes Jatavis McMeans on the seam route down the center of the field, and they could not connect. So after 37 points scored in the first quarter, we only have 6 scored in the second quarter. We head to the halftime break here at Glenn Daniels Stadium, and Luverne trails Brantley 27-16. Stick with us here for the band performances at halftime here on the Friday Night Blitz. Welcome back, football fans, to the Friday Night Blitz here on C-Spire. 27-16. Brantley out in front of cross-county rival Luverne. The Tigers in the gray and red will receive the second half kickoff. Brantley with the lead will kick off wearing the all-whites with the green trim. We are underway in the second half of play. That'll be Harris back there that takes the kickoff. 25 to the 30, and he's knocked down at the 32-yard line. That's where the Tigers will take over. And we want to remind you guys to go check out our friends at Tackle Shack Outdoors. Jeffrey Knight and the staff up there have got an awesome sale going on to get you ready for dove season. So go check him out. Great selection of ammo and firearms and camo and different dove decoys. Also an excellent supply or selection and supply of fishing lures and fishing rods and clothes and everything else you can think of. So go visit them at Tackle Shack Outdoors, just off 231 in Troy. T formation. They're going to get Harris involved quickly again, looking for running room on the near sideline. And he is met quickly out there on the edge by Cooper Layton, pickup of a couple for the freshman Elliott Harris. If you missed the first half, to catch you up quickly, it was a very adventurous first half, 21-16 in the first quarter for Brantley and Luverne. Then only 6 points scored by Brantley. That happened real late in the second quarter after Luverne, on an extended drive, turned the football over to Brantley, and they went down the field in 4 plays to put it in the end zone to extend their lead before the half to 27-16. Another T set. This will be handed off up the middle. Tony Franklin churning his legs across the 35 out to about the 37, 38-yard line. Bring up third and about 5. Luverne head coach Bobby Hudson, he handles the play calling duties as well. In that T formation, he said it's not his favorite thing in the world to run, but as long as it's successful, they'll keep plugging away at it, getting 3 and 4 yards at a time. This will be Elijah Hurst with a good power run. Hurst spinning through tackles up the middle across the 50 and into Brantley territory. And that 3-headed rushing attack continues to be impressive for Luverne. Elijah Hurst, Tony Franklin, and, of course, Elliott Harris. Elijah Hurst, number 9, right there, big, powerful back. Tony Franklin, more of a true blocking back fullback, will get the inside carry some, and then we know all about the big playability, breakaway speed of Elliott Harris, the freshman. Sticking with the T set. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, says Bobby Hudson. Smith hands it off underneath to Tony Franklin. Little inside dive play to the blocking back, the fullback. He gets across the 45, down to about the 44. That's a good little solid pickup of about 4 yards on first down. Exactly what you want to see out of the down play or the dive out of that power tee. You don't see the power tee very much anymore. Its closest brethren would be the flex bone that you see some of the service academies run. This will be handoff to Harris. Makes one man miss in the backfield. Still running. A hard, good run for Elliott Harris. That's going to be close down to another Luverne Tiger first down. Many times tonight, several times, we've seen Harris, we've seen Hurst, and even Tony Franklin churning their feet, running their legs, running through a tackler, falling forward for an extra yard or two, and most of the time it equates to another first down, just like it did right there. New set of downs, 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 36 for Luverne. This will be Hurst underneath again. Luverne just lining up and blowing Brantley off the football for 4 and 5 yards at a time. The T formation, kind of like the old split veer set, kind of like the old wishbone. You take your 3 yards, your 4 yards. You may lose a yard here and there. But if everything goes right and you hit your assignment, you'll be out the door for 60, while the other team is standing there with their hands up wondering what went on. Like Herman Boone said in Remember the Titans, it's like Novocaine. Give it time, it always works. This will be Hurst again, looking for running room wide this time, and he doesn't find any bit of it. As a host of Bulldogs led by Andre Wright find Elijah Hurst in the backfield. That play is not designed to go out wide. It's an inside run, need to be inside the tackles. Hurst tried to bounce it outside. You see what happens when you try to take that power sweep too wide when there's not enough blockers out in front. Seven minutes, 20 seconds to go, third quarter already. Almost 5 minutes ran off the clock on this Luverne drive, and they're just at the Brantley 35. Here's another inside handoff. I believe that was Hurst again. Bring up another big fourth down play for Luverne. They were stopped on one. They converted on one. And it'll be 4th and 1. Ball at about the 27. I think they need the 26 for a first down. 6.5 minutes and rolling. T-set under center Smith may have tush push right here. It's exactly what you get, and there's no stopping it in that set, but it's a first down run, but there's a flag down on the far sideline in front of the Brantley bench. False start, illegal formation against the Tigers, and that 4th and 1 first down pickup will be replayed, and it'll go to 4th and 6. Another costly penalty for Luverne. We saw Brantley getting a very tough spot earlier with penalties on 3 consecutive plays. Seen big penalties hurt Luverne tonight as well. And that's a huge one right there on 4th and 1. A 4th and 1 that was converted for a first down. Now you're all the way back to 4th and 6. This type of situation right here might be Elliott Harris getting the football as he checks back in. It's Harris on the far side of your screen, folks. And it will be the sweep to Harris, and he is met short of the first down marker. Not anywhere close as Brantley sniffed out that sweep play and will take over at the Luverne, or at their own 31-yard line. 5:49 to go in the third quarter of play. This will be our heat timeout as well. We'll take it with them. 27-16 Bulldogs. We'll be right back on the Friday Night Blitz. Welcome back to Glenn Daniels Stadium here in Luverne, where Brantley holds a 27-16 lead over Luverne and has the football, 1st and 10, at about the 31.5, 32-yard line. Jaden Parks changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Luverne showing stunt but backs out of it. This is Cooper. Slips a tackle at the 40, gets out to the 42-yard line. That was Cooper Layton, the H receiver, and that'll be a first down quickly on the underneath route. Really good pitch and catch from Parks to Layton. Dead snap play, gets a free 5 yards on the jump by the Luverne nose guard, so it'll go to 1st and 5. Some scores from around the area while we have a little break in the action. Eufaula and Russell County tied up at 21 currently, with Headland leading Abbeville 27-8. Get some more scores here in just a second, as Parks is going to look deep down the seam looking for a man, and what a catch over there on the far sideline. Tyler Carter went up with one hand over a defensive back and reeled it in, and now he's down on the field. Looks like a cramp situation. And now we will take a timeout here as Carter is down on the play with looks like a cramp, but we'll take a timeout right here on the Friday Night Blitz with Brantley driving into Luverne territory. First and 10, Brantley at the Luverne 29-yard line. 5 minutes and ticking here in the third quarter of play. Dogs lead Luverne 27-16. Trip receivers to Jaden Parks is right. That's the wide side of the field, near side of your screen, as Parks changes the play at the line of scrimmage again. Back to pass. Luverne sends pressure. Parks runs away from it, fires out of bounds as he was under a lot of duress, but from John McMillan on that Luverne Tiger defense. James Moore dialed up the pressure out of that 3-4 Okie set and moved Parks on the run. That's exactly what the defense Luverne guys wanted to do all week, was send pressure, send stunts, make Parks throw on the move. He's still good at it, but he can't sit back there and pick you apart if he's, quote-unquote, running for his life. If you let him sit back there and have all day to throw, I promise you Parks will find somebody before the play's over with. H-back Cooper Layton to Parks' left. This is him back to pass. They got the screen set up. The jailbreak is on. Down to the 20, to the 15. Layton sidesteps. He finds pay dirt. Cooper Layton on the H-back jailbreak screen. is in the end zone, and Brantley extends the lead even further. 33-16, awaiting the extra point play. Beautifully dialed up by Alston Brook and Roland Jones. That's the second time tonight we've seen Brantley use that screenplay and the aggressiveness of the Luverne defense to find pay dirt. The first touchdown of the night for Brantley was on the screenplay. And now they go back to it, and Cooper Layton finds a way to the house for 6. And Parks puts the extra point up and through, and it's now 34-16, 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go third quarter. Come on back after this break on the Friday Night Blitz here on C Spire. Kickoff already taken by Luverne. They'll work across the 30, 35, through a tackle 40, and down to the 44-yard line. By far the best starting field position for the night for Luverne. A little bit of extracurricular there on the end. I think it's mostly Luverne guys trying to get their player out of that pile before something crazy happened. It'll be first and 10 at the 44. That was Omar Crumbly who fielded that. Omar Crumbly fielded that kick. I mean, Crumbly was one of the guys that got involved in that tussle earlier in the ball game. First and 10, 44-yard line for Luverne out of the all-set. Heavy set. This will be Harris looking for running room left side. And he will get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on that play right there. As Brantley has really done a good job here lately of choking that play down. We saw Harris get down the sideline for about 50 yards earlier for a touchdown on that play. But recently, the Bulldogs have been able to set that edge and make Harris turn that ball back inside. And you saw right there that he picked up, we'll give him one. We'll be generous on that one. The ball resting now nose on the 45. 34-16 Brantley. With 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter of play, Luverne desperately needs some points on the board. This will be Harris again, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. Never stood a chance. Not at all. That was Giovanni Sylvester, number 20, listed as a running back, getting some action on the defensive side of the football. Excuse me, not number 20, number 28, I'm sorry. Robert Bandy, the nose guard, 5'7", 175-pound nose guard. Robert Bandy using the quickness to get in the backfield and throw Harris down for a 6-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 15 for Luverne. Two wide receivers to Kane Smith's right. He'll throw it quickly out there. That ball's picked off by Cooper Layton, and that's a pick 6 for the Dogs. That ball had to be out a little bit quicker than what Kane Smith wanted to throw, and it was read beautifully by Cooper Layton, who picked it off and took it back 46 yards, as the kids would say, to the crib for the pick six. Couple of Luverne Tigers down on the field. Looks like cramps, so we'll take the break here with them. 2.5 minutes to go. Brantley has blown it open, 40-16 Bulldogs. Both those Luverne players were able to get off the field under their own power, so we're ready for the extra point attempt here off the right foot. That's not Jaden Parks in the ballgame. He attempted that one. It was no good. So we'll stay at 40-16 Brantley here on the Friday Night Blitz from C-Spire. Come on back. Catch the rest of the ballgame here in just a moment. Kickoff will be fielded this time again. Omar Crumley gets it again, and Omar Crumley still wanting to talk a little bit tonight, and it's not working out well for him. (40-16) Bulldogs over Luverne. 2:23 to go. First quarter of play. Excuse me, third quarter of play. First quarter of the second half, I guess you might say. Luverne will take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Luverne never got set on that one right there, and that's going to get a legal formation fault. Nope. Hudson called timeout beforehand as the play clock was running down on him. A couple more scores from around the area. If you were just now joining us, last night Highland Home bested Charles Henderson. I believe it was 28-0, the final score on that one. Also, down in Elba, the shocking foot score down in Elba. We saw them last week on the Friday Night Blitz. Here in Luverne, Elba is getting throttled by Glenwood Academy, 35-8 at this moment in time down at Mackwood Field. Also, congratulations to the Pike Liberal Arts Patriots picking up their second win of the season. They beat Sampson tonight. I think the final score update I got there was 40-0 for Pike Lib. They'll actually be in action in 2 weeks' time at Delaney Curvin Stadium against these Luverne Tigers as they kick off region and area play. Here we go. 1st and 10 for Luverne. Ball at the 34. Out of the 20 personnel. Kane Smith will go in over the left side and pick up about 5 or 6. Luverne fans wanting a penalty on that play with a late hit. It was close, but referee saw it a little bit differently. Really good officiating crew tonight on the field. Our white hat is Troy Jenwright, longtime official. Our sideline judge on the far sideline, the Brantley sideline, is Kevin Bryan, who's been doing this a long time. The guy in the middle of the action down there just behind the ball is Fred Holland, former Pike County football head coach. Now doing some officiating as Kane Smith will take this football up the middle, churning his legs and falling forward for another Luverne Tiger first down. Luverne finding a little bit of an identity in themselves the last couple of weeks. You know, Bobby Hudson, the head coach, said that going into the season he wanted to see what he could do these first couple of weeks. As people looked at him and said, man, you're crazy. You play Elba the first week, you play Brantley the second week. Why are you doing that to yourself? And Hudson replied back with, you know, if I'm going to be in a fight, I want to get my knuckles bloody early and see what I stand and see what my kids can do, see how we compete. As that ball is faked to Elliott Harris. And this will be Kane Smith on the sidelines, and everybody wants a horse collar here on the near sideline, but the flag will stay in the pocket of our side judge. Pickup of about 4.5, maybe 5, so the ball go up between the 48 and the 49-yard line. And I'll be honest with you, folks, he had a lot of jersey right there, but the referee now looking over at the coaches on the sidelines and said from his vantage point, he had the shoulder pad of the jersey, the shoulder pad top of the jersey, not the collar of the jersey. Kane Smith now back to pass. He'll be flushed. Flag comes down the backfield. This play will probably come back for a hold as Kane Smith goes across the 35 into Brantley territory, but it's all going to be for naught as the offensive lineman, that right tackle for Luverne, had him hooked. That was Austin Jones, number 56, had his man hooked on a holding call. And all that's going to come all the way back, unfortunately, for Luverne. Down to just 3 seconds to go in the third quarter as that ball, or that flag will push the ball back to the 33-yard line. A huge loss. It's actually going to wind up being probably about a 35-yard penalty for Luverne as they had the ball all the way up into Brantley territory. As the horn sounds here to end the third quarter of play, it's all Bulldogs here at Glenn Daniel Stadium. Brantley 40, Luverne 16. Come on back for the final 12 minutes. Drop Bear Recreation for all your golf and pickleball needs. Visit those guys at 621 Boll Weevil Circle in Enterprise. Second and long for Luverne. Second, and we'll call it 22 for the Tigers. As they'll go two wide receivers to the left for Kane Smith. Send a man in motion back across the formation. That's Harris. Smith will roll to his right under duress. Heaves it downfield. And the pass falls incomplete. There is a flag down back at the tackle. That was thrown by our head official, Troy Jenright. Personal foul. Face mask on the defense. So it'll be a free 15 yards for Luverne. 11:52 to go, just underway in the fourth quarter. Brantley leads at 40-16. While we have a moment, I want to mention my good friends at Pinch a Penny Pool and Spa Supplies. Call Chris Cook today at 334-390-3040 to get all your pool or spa supplies or needs. If you also need some music for an event, DJ Joe Love, 334-733-3810, 334-733-3810. And Lonnie's Mustard Seed Boutique, going out of business sale. Go visit them at 175 South Union Avenue. And also, please don't forget my good friend Jeffrey Knight at Tackle Shack Outdoors, that great dove hunting sale he's got going on. Go visit him just off 231 in Troy as well. This will be the option play to the right side, high pitch, and that's going to allow the defense to swarm and cut down Elijah Hurst before he can get going downfield. And it'll bring up a third and about 7 or 8 for Luverne. Two wide receivers to Kane Smith's left as Brantley shows a 5-man front with 4 down. Smith's going to work to the left side. Long throw across the field. And that'll be picked up, scooped off the turf over there by Elliott Harris. Will be short, however. He needed 8, and he got about 6.5. Got to go for it here if you're Luverne. Game not out of reach yet, but teetering on that. If you just punt it back to the Bulldogs, you're basically ceding the game over to the green and white. Clock ticking down and down and down. Sideline, and now we have a penalty flag thrown. Looks like that's on Hurst, who is voicing his opinion to the official. And our head referee, Troy Jenright, did not appreciate it and threw the yellow flag on Elijah Hurst. So that 4th and 1 now becomes 4th and 16. Terrible, terrible break for Luverne. Another self-inflicted penalty and a self-inflicted bad situation. And now you can't go for it now on 4th and 16. You don't have any plays in the book for that type of play call. I believe this will be the first punt of the night for the Luverne Tigers. End over end wobbly kick, angling towards the near sideline. Takes a Luverne Tiger roll inside the 30 and will come to rest about the 28-yard line. 9:17 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Brantley all over Luverne, 40-16. 21-16. Come on back here in just a moment on the Friday Night Blitz. Two wide receivers down to the near side of your screen for Jaden Parks. He'll send one in motion. Now he'll be back to pass, looking, firing on that wheel route. He's got a man down the sideline. Big pickup of about 20 down the sideline to Jatavis McMeans, the big 6'3" receiver, and more cramping issues back behind the play for the Luverne Tigers. 9:07 to go, fourth quarter of play. We'll take a quick timeout right here as they get that injured player worked on. It'll be first down Bulldogs when we come back. Brantley driving here. Another quick score update for you from down in Brundage. Houston Academy getting the best of the Pike County Bulldogs, 31-7. Parks now with two wide receivers each way, having Andre Wright in the sidecar with him to the right. He'll hand this football off. No, he won't. He'll keep it. Dances through a hole right side, down across the Luverne 45 and down to the 44-yard line as the clock will tick inside of 8.5 minutes. As that Brantley trying to nurse this one to the finish, keep everybody healthy before they continue on next week. Parks checks the sideline again. Luverne will have the week off next week before they head over to Delaney Curvin Stadium and face a red-hot Pike Liberal Arts team. As Parks is flushed to the right, finds Cooper Layton on the sideline. Ball is called incomplete. He was not able to get both feet down before getting out of bounds. As I mentioned, Pike Lib is red-hot starting the season 2-0. So on September 13th, Luverne will head over to Curvin Drive. Meanwhile, Brantley will be open the season at home next week against Pleasant Home. as Parks will now fake the handoff, fires across the middle of the field, and that was too high for Tyler Carter on the post route, and it'll quickly go to 4th down. We being C Spire and the Friday Night Blitz, will be in the friendly confines of Veterans Memorial Stadium next Friday night when Charles Henderson will welcome in their friends from Greenville. Neil and Wally will have that call about 6:45, kickoff at 7. 4th and we'll call it 3 for Brantley. Right in the backfield next to quarterback Jaden Parks. And a Brantley offensive lineman falls out of his stance. And that 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 will go to 4th and 7 or 8. I don't think I've seen that one before. Big number 75, Terry Hilliard, couldn't hold that 2-point stance and just rolled over on his backside there right in the middle of the formation. So it goes down to 4th, and we'll call it 7. 7:47 to go, 4th quarter. 40-16, Brantley. And they'll shift out of their spread set to the pooch punt. And the center, Andrew Kilpatrick, forgot to snap the football. So that'll be a false start penalty on Brantley. Just gives Jaden Parks more room to punt the football, right? So it was 4th and 2. Now it's 4th and 12. I'm assuming they'll pooch punt it again right here. There goes Pittman up in the sniffer position, the personal protectors. Parks will drop step, put a foot in it, and angles back towards the middle of the field. Good bulldog roll. And now Luverne will fall on it there to keep it from trickling further back. It'll be 1st and 10, Luverne at their own 18-yard line with 7.5 minutes to go in this one here in Glen Daniel Stadium. We're getting ready for Luverne to take over on that possession, but there's a flag down in the secondary in the area normally where we see a delay of game, and that's exactly what we have for Luverne. So it'll actually be 1st and 15 from about – nope, it's that second time tonight we've had that delay of game on the defense. That's odd to me. I have to get clarification from my officiating friends about delay of game on the defense. T-set for Luverne. Be the T-sweep over to the right side to Elliott Harris, who steps through some tackles and gets up to about the 31, 32-yard line. That'll be plenty good enough for a 1st down for the Big Red. Clock rolling now with 7 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Oh, that's a busted play that time. Running backs went for the T-sweep, and Kane Smith was looking to hand off to somebody, and nobody took it. And he'll have to eat that one and lose yards back to about the 29 or so, loss of 2 yards. If you're just joining us and you're wondering, what happened in this one, it was a wild and adventurous first quarter of play. It's been really, really calm since the first quarter. It was 21-16 at the end of the first quarter. And now it's been all Brantley since the scoreboard rolled over to the second quarter. This will be a handoff to Harris. Nice spin move around one tackler. Will not go down easily as he gets up to the 40-yard line, close to another Luverne Tiger first down. Seemed like every time tonight Luverne would get some momentum going in their direction, they would score, and then 3 plays later, Brantley was in the end zone and answered it. They would score, and then the very next play, Jaden Parks took it 65 yards to the house for a touchdown to answer right back. Luverne never could get out and grab the control of the ball game. They had the lead at one point, but couldn't grab control of it, and now find themselves down 40-16 as we take our heat break here on the Friday Night Blitz. We'll take it with them. 5:59 to go in the ball game. Brantley leads Luverne 40-16. Welcome back as the clock rolls under 6 minutes to go in the ball game here at Glen Daniel Stadium in Luverne, where the Tigers trail Brantley 40-16. Another T formation handoff for Elliott Harris, and he'll pick up maybe 1 or 2. Extracurricular activity downfield will result in another flag on somebody. I believe that one's going to be called on one of the Luverne offensive linemen. I think that was Austin Jones going to get flagged for that one as he was tied up with, I believe, Andre Wright. Nope, not Andre Wright. He was tied up downfield on a block with Tyler Carter, one of the defensive backs. We're awaiting clarification and final word from our officiating crew, and that is exactly what it is we have offsetting personal foul penalties. They will be null and void. So that will be Tyler Carter, and that will also be Austin Jones going in the book. First and 10 for Luverne at the own 41-yard line. T-set once again. Kane Smith will take it. Now he'll look to pass. Evades one tackler. He'll pull it down. He's got running room. He's out across midfield. He's down to the 40 and spilled out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Really good decision from Kane Smith. He was going to try to find Davon Smith, his tight end, running down the seam, but that play was covered up nicely by the Brantley secondary. They had bailed out in their zone coverage, so he pulled it down and took off to the open green grass and picks up 22 yards on the scramble. Vincent Beasley squashed over the football at the Luverne 39-yard line. Snap taken by Kane Smith. He'll hand it off to Elliott Harris, who gets a jersey shrugged down by John Kilcrease before he's able to get going. Pickup of maybe 1 on the play. Inside of 5 minutes to go. Luverne looking for one of those good old-fashioned pride touchdowns. Their shot of winning this one tonight going by the wayside. It's 40-16 with 4.5 minutes to go. But it would mean a lot, I'm sure, to this team and these kids if they could stick another one in the end zone before it's over with. Go back to the heavy set out of the shotgun. Direct snap goes to Elliott Harris, who bobbles the snap, picks it back up, and gets maybe a half a yard again as he is corralled by a wad of white shirts. Remember what we said earlier tonight. You know, people were questioning Bobby Hudson's decisions for scheduling Elba week 0 and Brantley week 1. He said he wants to see how his kids respond to adversity and challenges early in the season. Well, he said the direct quote he used was, if I'm going to get in a fight, I want my knuckles bloody early, so I'm not worried about it late. They'll get a much-needed off week next weekend before hitting the road over to play Pike Lib on September the 13th. Stick it underneath to Tony Franklin on the fullback dive. He picks up about 5. He'll bring about fourth and about 6. Wasn't 5, it was actually 4 yards there. So 4th and 6 for the Tigers. 3 minutes and ticking here at Glen Daniel Stadium in the 91st meeting between these two cross-county rivals. Tee set for Luverne. And before they could get the play off, timeout was taken on the far sideline by head coach of the Bulldogs, Roland Jones. So to recap you our upcoming broadcast schedule here, or first of all, the schedule for these two teams on the field tonight. We just mentioned Luverne will take the week off next week and then head over down Highway 29 to Delaney Curvin Stadium at Dwight Ward Field to take on the Pike Liberal Arts Patriots in a Region 2 matchup. Brantley will open their home schedule next weekend down at the Dog Pound in Brantley, right down Highway 331 from where we are right now against Pleasant Home. And right here on your C-Spire family of networks, YouTube, Facebook, Channel 2. Next Friday night, you can catch Neil and Wiley calling you the action between Greenville and the Charles Henderson Trojans. Fourth and 5 for Luverne. It'll be a downhill run from Kane Smith. He'll have running room across the 25. Still moving his feet to the 20. He will not go down, folks. He's all the way down to the 18, 17-yard line. Hard-nosed downhill run for Kane Smith. He needed 5, and he picked up 15. That's just all about heart and effort from your quarterback right there in a game that you're not going to win. The score is too much, but you want to put one in the end zone. You got pride about yourself, and it's got to be something that you can build off of if you are Luverne. Here's that 5-person set. They'll probably flex out of it into the heavy trips. And they will do so just that way. This will be Kane Smith running it left side, trying to find a blocker. Gets the first one, does not get the second one, and that's where the Dogs will corral him at about the 18-yard line. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 as we got 90 seconds to go in this one. So Brantley will move to 1-0 in 2024. Luverne will fall to 0-2 as they head into the off week. In the huddle here on a 2nd and 10, or actually it'll be 2nd and 11. They actually lost a yard on that play. Trip ride receivers to the right. That'll be Tony Franklin. Sidestep to Kane Smith, who fires right side. That ball was almost intercepted on a play. Is that Layton again? And Layton's now down on the ground holding his hand. I think that football jammed his finger right there. That is not going to tickle at all. Kane Smith fired that ball out to the right side, and Cooper Layton had dreams of his 2nd pick six of the night, but he's going to have to be satisfied with 1 pick six and perhaps a broken finger. And Layton will walk off under his own power. Probably a little bit more embarrassed about dropping that pick six than he is upset that his finger hurts. He's a football player, though. He'll be back. 43 seconds to go. Luverne faces a 3rd and we'll call it 11 from the Brantley 18-yard line. Here comes Kane Smith headed downhill. Sidesteps one man. He'll find pay dirt. Kane Smith sticks it in the end zone, and Luverne gets on the board late. 36 seconds to go in the ball game. 40-22 awaiting the extra point. Really got to like what you see out of Kane Smith right there on that drive. Multiple times they needed him to come up big in a big situation, and that's exactly what he did. Needed a first down play, they let him run it up the gut. Needed a touchdown play, they dialed up his number again, and he delivered on the 18-yard touchdown carry. 2-point conversion, they'll hand off underneath. Looking for the pylon is Elijah Hurst, and he gets there. So with 36 seconds to go in this one, your score now, Brantley 40 and Luverne 24. We'll be right back for the last 36 seconds of it here at Glen Daniel Stadium on the Friday Night Blitz. Welcome back to Glen Daniel Stadium in Luverne, Alabama, where Brantley holds a 40-24 lead over the homestanding Tigers. 36 seconds to go in this one. We're getting ready for a kickoff after Kane Smith just put it in the end zone for the Tigers, but we have this one blown dead before we get started. Our side judge has come in and wants to I didn't see a personal foul penalty. Oh, we had to flip ends of the field. We set up on the wrong ends of the field. Okay, I got it. Okay. I don't think it would have made that much of a difference in the last 36 seconds of the game, but I understand why we got to do it. High, short kick. Fielded by the up back for the Bulldogs, and he'll simply take a knee on it, and I assume that's what we'll get right here on this next play from the Bulldog offense led by Jaden Parks, and a little bit more pushing and shoving in this one. We mentioned they're separated by 9 miles of four-lane highway, and the 91st meeting between these two teams all time, and you can tell that temperatures are boiling over, but I'm hoping that they were just talking about where they're going to go out to eat and watch college football tomorrow. And now if you're a Brantley Bulldog fan, it's the greatest play in football. The victory formation from Jaden Parks is under center, and he will genuflex and take the knee behind the center. And that will do it here in just a moment from Glenn Daniel Stadium. Clock still got about 20 seconds, but that will be the last play of the ball game. And that will do it here at Glenn Daniel Stadium, fans. We thank you for joining us tonight on the Friday Night Blitz here presented by C-Spire. We want you to join us next week from Veterans Memorial Stadium in Troy, where Neil and Wally will have the Greenville Tigers and the Charles Henderson Trojans. For all the great folks back at the studio, the camera guys here at the stadium, I am Ryan McCullough. Thanking you for joining us once again on the Friday Night Blitz. Congratulations to the Brantley Bulldogs on picking up a win over their cross-county rivals, Luverne. Good night, folks.